is the instructional video for baseline concussion testing for Winkler Middle School athletics. Everyone who is a new student athlete at Winkler Middle School must take the baseline impact concussion test, meaning once you take it while at Winkler, you do not have to take it again for each season that you play. First and foremost, make sure you use Internet Explorer for our testing. Okay, start on the Winkler homepage, hover over athletics, click on athletic training, scroll down to the bottom. First thing you need to do is copy the code from the 7 to the 5. Okay, then you're going to click on the link. And obviously Zscaler will have to run. You're going to select your organization, scroll all the way down and select Winkler Middle School. Yes, even J and Freeze students, you must select Winkler Middle School. If you put in J and Freeze, I will not be able to access your test. Okay, and you will have to take it again. So please double check, make sure you put Winkler Middle School. Then click Launch Baseline Test. Now you're going to use that code, so right click and paste the code. Click Launch Baseline Test. Okay, this is the screen that should come up. Select test language, obviously leave it in English, hit Next. This is just saying to make sure that you're in a supervised environment. Okay, that's what this video is going over. Click OK. Before you begin, make sure you have all these things. Obviously, if you're in the computer lab, you have all these things. Make sure you leave it in English. Hit Next. I'm going to be taking you through parts 1 and 2. You are on your own for part 3, the neurocognitive testing. These are basically like computer games that you'll be doing about short-term memory, recall, clicking numbers in order and in reverse order, and it's just testing your speed, your accuracy, okay, to see how well your brain is functioning. If you were to get a concussion during the season, we will give you the same test again, and then we can compare back to today's baseline and what you are normally like. Okay, so hit Next. First name, I'm just going to be making up a character here. Obviously, you type in your first and last name. Please make sure you spell your name correctly. If you do not spell your name right, I will not be able to look it up in the database. Put in your date of birth, okay, month, day, and year. For height and weight, just take your best guess. You should have had a physical done somewhat recently, so take your best guess. Gender, obviously male or female. Handedness is the hand that you write with. Okay, so which hand do you write with? All right, after that, hit Next. For this page, leave it blank. I already have all this information in your emergency contact sheet that you filled out with your athletics packet, so please skip it, hit Next. Native country or region. This is where you were born. Okay, obviously most of you were born in the United States. However, some of you were not. Okay, so if you were born somewhere else, just click there and change it. Native language. So this was the first language that you learned. Okay, so if you learned Spanish first, we'll click, okay, and change it to Spanish. If not, and English was your first language, then there you go, leave it as English. Okay, obviously, if you learned English later on in life, put that as your second language there. Okay, click there and add it. Hit Next. Ethnicity, this is an optional question. Again, it's just for their data purposes. You don't have to answer if you don't want to classify yourself. If you do, though, you just click where yes, and you see the little blue highlight switches. Hit Next. Years of education completed, excluding kindergarten. Okay, so this school year does not count. So if you are in 7th grade, you have finished 6 years. If you are in 8th grade, you have finished 7 years. Okay, so select that. Check any of the following that apply. They are already answered no. Okay, so if they don't apply to you, you don't have to put anything. It's already answered no. However, if it does apply to you, then just click where it says yes. Received speech therapy, attended special education classes, repeated 1 or more years of school, diagnosed with a learning disability, or diagnosed attention deficit disorder or hyperactivity, meaning ADD or ADHD. While in school, what type of student were or are you? Okay, so think of your grades right now. If it's all A's, that's above average. Even if it's A's and B's, that's above average. If it's B's and C's, then you're average. And if it's below that, obviously it's below average. Okay, click Next. Current sport. Okay, so obviously scroll through, find your sport. Okay, my character is track and field. Current position, leave that blank. That does not matter. Current level of participation is junior high. It's kind of the old school term for middle school. Years of experience at this level is 0. Now, yes, I know you probably play rec ball or AAU ball or whatever, okay, but that says at this level, meaning junior high, middle school. This is your first year playing middle school sports, so it is 0. Hit next. Number of times diagnosed with a concussion. Now, if you have never had one, put 0 and you notice nothing else shows up. If you have been diagnosed with a concussion, meaning you went to the doctor, then select the number of times that you had a concussion, and then answer each of these questions and select the number that applies. So number of concussions that resulted in loss of consciousness, number of concussions that resulted in confusion, number of concussions that resulted in difficulty remembering events before or after the injury, and then combined number of games missed. Take your best guess. I know it might have been a long time ago, so you don't remember. That's okay. Just take your best guess for me. Click next. If you have had a concussion before, please, again, take your best guess with the date. I know it's not going to be perfect, but if you know it was football season, okay, so it's probably September or October, okay, and you know it was 3 years ago, well, then count back, 3 years ago, okay, and select that date. Okay, obviously my character has not had one. Okay, hit next. Indicate whether you have experienced the following. Again, they're already at no, so if it's yes, you just click yes. Treatment for headaches by a physician. Treatment for migraine headaches by a physician, which means a doctor. Treatment for epilepsy or seizures. Treatment for brain surgery. Treatment for meningitis. Treatment for substance or alcohol abuse, and then treatment for psychiatric conditions such as depression or anxiety. Click next when you're finished. Have you ever been diagnosed with any of the following conditions? ADD, ADHD, dyslexia, autism. Again, if you don't know what they are, obviously you don't have it, so leave it at no. Have you participated in any strenuous exercise and or exertion in the last 3 hours? Strenuous exercise is not the little games that we play in PE. Okay, strenuous exercise is your heart is beating out of your chest, you're red in the face, you're sweating profusely. Okay, so most of you it should be no. Click next. Date of last concussion. Again, I know you probably don't remember the exact date. Just take your best guess if you've ever had one. Everyone needs to answer this one. Hours of sleep last night. Okay, so use your fingers if you have to. Add it up. Figure out how long you were asleep. Current medications. What they mean by current is in your system right now. Okay, so if you've taken something within the last 24 hours, please put it in this box because it can affect your cognitive ability, okay, how well your brain is working. If you don't know the name of the medication, try to tell me or try to explain like what it is. Okay, so if you know it's allergy medicine, hey, but you don't know the actual name, then you could just put allergy medicine. That's fine. If you do know the name, obviously, please write it. Try to spell it to your best of your ability, and I can always look it up if I need to. Okay, hit next. Okay, thank you for completing the demographic section. So that was part 1. Now we're on to part 2. Current symptoms and conditions, meaning right now, how are you feeling? All of these topics are concussion symptoms, so I hope you don't have any of them right now. But if you do, okay, 0 is not experiencing the symptom. Okay, and then the scale goes 1, barely noticeable, up to 6, worst I have ever experienced. Okay, headache, vomiting, nausea, feeling upset to your stomach, balance problems, dizziness, trouble falling asleep. So think about last night. Page 2, fatigue is extreme tiredness. If you've ever had the flu, you know what fatigue feels like. Sleeping too much or sleeping too little, so just think about the past couple of days. Sensitivity to light and sensitivity to noise, okay, very common for migraines as well. Okay, so if you're experiencing any of that, make sure you use the scale. And the last one over here, drowsiness. So it means your eyelids are so heavy you can barely keep them open. Page 3, irritability, just snapping at everybody, feeling nervous, feeling sad for no apparent reason. Again, feeling emotional for no apparent reason. Numbness or tingling. Okay, so if you've ever maybe sat on your hand and then started to tingle, that's what we're talking about, numbness and tingling. Mentally foggy, you're just having a hard time remembering things. Page 4, and this is the last page, feeling too slow. Everything's just going too fast, you can't keep up. Difficulty concentrating, okay, so you're in class and the teacher's talking and your head's hurting and you can't concentrate on what's going on. Memory problems, okay, obviously you should know what that is. Visual problems, we're not talking about glasses or contacts. I mean problems such as seeing stars or seeing double, that kind of stuff. Click Next, and you will get the directions here about the neurocognitive testing. Please make sure you read all the directions. Like I said, sometimes they will ask you to click the numbers in ascending order, and sometimes in descending order. Okay, so always read the directions. When you finish, it will ask you about printing something or emailing something. Just close the window. You do not need to print anything or email anything. I can access your testing once you have finished and logged out. Okay, speaking of, when you finish, close the window, and that's all you have to do. Good luck.